Hey, I'm Sean,
Hi, and I'm Shannon.
and we're the host of Wifey and Baby Mama. Happy Thursday, family. Welcome back to another week of Shannon and Sean doing their due diligence to make families, blended or otherwise, more peaceful and the world in general a better place to be.
We're trying. We're
We're
trying.
trying, we're trying. And because we promised you all guest on top of guest for season 3, we have with us yet another guest joining us for this episode titled Last Name Blues. With us
Yes.
is the lovely Tiffany. Yes.
Yes.
We have with us the
Hello.
lovely Tiffany tonight. Hello. Tiffany happens to be the sister of none other than the tech guru herself, my baby mama, and your hostess with the mostest. Shit. Miss
Ah,
Tiffany, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience, honey?
Hello, everyone. I'm Tiffany. Great to be here. Happy to be on the
Well, it's
show.
great to have you.
yes. Yes. It's my sister, my baby sister, my little baby. And she was my baby when she was born. We're 9 years apart. And my
Wow.
mother, yeah, my mother used to always say, I was her second mom, and I know Sean, you've dealt with it with more than just one.
Right.
Raising siblings. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Jamila
Um,
got three
but
kids and I have five. Plus my
yeah,
own
and
four.
right, right. And I'll tell a story. So it's me and my older sister and my brother, and then of course my little sister. And when she was born, she wore cloth diapers. My mother was organic and all of that back in the
Okay.
day, and we used to have to
Okay.
dunk her diapers in the toilet.
Miss
And
Tiffany,
my
she's telling
sister and
all
my
your
brother.
business. I'm sorry.
And my brother and my older sister, they didn't want to do it. They're like, no, no, oh, gross, gross. And I'm like, I'll do it. I didn't care at all. I didn't mind dunking your
That is
diapers,
awesome.
girl.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a long awaited thank you, but I don't think I ever thanked you for that.
A little overdue, but better late than never, Tiffany.
That's
Look at
right. That's
you.
right.
Look at you. Well, welcome, Tiffany. We
Thank
are
you.
elated to have you joining us tonight for such an important topic that some may not realize can play a huge role, in blended families. Last Name
Yeah.
Blues is the title we chose because um, name differentials can sometimes, have you wondering, who am I supposed to be? And that is, I hear something
Mm.
that tugged on your heart as you guys grew up, Tiffany. And if you wouldn't
Mhm.
mind, can you
Yeah.
share how that affected you? Was it a big or small issue as a child or even now, if you don't mind?
Yeah, yes. You know what? I thought it was really funny in your intro. You said no drama, no drama. That's part of your song. I'm not promising that tonight, but
Just like she wanted to thank you for them diapers, she got some other issues.
that's
Shit,
right. I got
Tiffany,
some
I'm here for it,
issues.
Tiffany.
Made
I'm
my
here for it,
Oh,
to-do
baby.
list.
Lord.
I've been waiting for this platform.
A
Oh,
long time. Let's
Oh,
go, baby. You
Lord.
got it. Wife and baby
You.
mama is here to heal, sweetheart. Let it go.
yeah.
Come on,
Shannon's like,
Tiffany.
Lord, what did I do? What did I do?
Oh,
No, I think
Lord.
it's such a good topic. I think it's a great topic
Mm.
because I think the last name, like it's all about who you are, right? Like it identifies where
Absolutely.
you
Right.
are. So it's part of your identity. So growing up, I was my last name was different from theirs, and I always wanted to be their last name, to be honest. I thought their last
Hmm.
name was even cooler than my last name. And they would talk about how their last name, Shannon, I don't know if you remember, but y'all always used to talk about we're Indian. We got Indian, Native American in our blood.
That was a lie. It was a
Oh,
lie.
it was
It
a
was
lie.
a
Back
It
then
lie.
was
y'all thought it
like
was true.
99% of African Americans told Tiffany. So, baby, that's one you can let go, sweetheart. That's one you can
Yeah.
ease up. You can ease your mind about. I think 99% of the African American community. Although I'm going to defend my heritage, I do have Indian. Mine's real. I got proof.
Yeah, I can
But
see
go
it.
ahead.
Yes.
See, it's a flex. It's a flex for people.
It
Like,
is a flex.
Right.
No, no,
yeah.
actually,
Right.
it wasn't because unlike you guys, and I'm gonna let you finish, but we grew up like dirt poor, so we didn't even know if
Mhm.
we didn't even know if it was a flex. Maybe we could have used that to get a loaf of bread or something back in the day. But right now,
Probably not,
we
but
know
yeah.
right now we know it means nothing. But back then, it
Right.
was a flex to some people. So I'm sorry, sweetie. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, it definitely felt like it last back then. It felt like it was special. It was important, and they had like this really cool last name, and I was like, man, I like, and they would talk about it, and I was like, yeah, that's, I want to be like that a little bit. So it was different. There was three of them with the same last name, and then there was me. Like, and I think probably compiled on top of that was the fact that I was younger. So my
Okay.
older
Yeah.
sister is 10 years older. Shannon is 9 years older, and then my brother was 7 years older. So the age
Mhm.
gap, along with the fact that they all had the same dad, and then I had a different dad, it was definitely isolating, I think. And then if you think about being a kid, it doesn't take much for you to feel isolated
Oh,
anyway.
absolutely not.
So it's
Right.
almost like
Right.
innate in you as a kid, that thing that's going to
Absolutely.
separate you from other people. So in the family, it always felt like they were a unit, and then there was me by myself.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Aw.
So they
Yeah.
and they had
Yeah.
a
Even
they had a bond that was there before I was born, which I don't take anything away from that. That makes sense.
Right.
They had
Yeah.
but it
these
just made
shared
you feel like an
experiences.
outcast
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they
Mhm.
had this life way
right.
before I showed up, and then I show up
Yes.
with this different last name and different father. Like
Mhm.
That's right.
it
Mhm.
makes you
Yep.
ask the question, who am I supposed to be?
Yeah.
Even my
So,
Yeah.
my 6-year-old
mhm,
son has the same father as my oldest daughter. So
mhm.
Jamila, so Jimmy's Jamila's father, right? Then I had two kids in between, and I always tease Shannon. The two in between are the vanilla scoops, right? Then Jamila's a chocolate baby, and then Frank's a chocolate baby. So one day, even at like 2 or 3, he puts his arm next to another fun fact is my last two children, different fathers, totally different continents. She was born in the South. They both have the exact same birthday, Tiffany. They were
Oh,
born the exact day,
wow. That's
10 years
amazing.
apart.
Get
Like
out.
like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
07 and 17.
That's
And he puts
amazing.
his arm to her at about 2 years old. And he said, "Look, Jay Brianna, you're white and I'm black." And she's in
Hmm.
Mm.
fact just a light skinned black girl. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
to him and his
Mhm.
2-year-old mind, what are you watching? What are you? Because I definitely don't teach my kids that. I know my kids are not white. She's nowhere near white.
Mhm.
But yeah, he put her. So, like you said, it doesn't take much to make a kid say that I'm different,
Yeah.
and
Right.
Mhm.
and he didn't say it even in a negative way. He just noticed the fact that she was a lighter color. So he said, "Shoot, I'm black." And so we started to teach him that no, you are all
Mhm.
black. And then
Mhm.
one
Yeah.
day they were having a conversation, and he's going learning his name in pre-K. So you're Jameson Frank Gaines, and he goes, "Yeah," and he said, "And Jamiwa Gaines," because he has a speech impediment. And then he
Oh.
says, Yvette Gaines, and he says James Gaines, and he said Jay Brian Gaines. I said, "No, Jay Brian's last name is Drew." He said, "Well, she needs to get out of this house."
Oh.
No, it's not
Oh my.
because he didn't know in his 3 or 4 year
Right.
old brain that that was
Right.
me.
Yeah.
Right.
But that is a
Yeah.
name differential that he noticed.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not mine. Like
Right.
who? Like, but I'm like, dude, she was here before you. Like the audacity. But he's like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't care. She got my
Right.
last
One
name. She
Yeah.
needs to go.
Yeah.
it's like the one of these things is not like the other. So it's like
That's right.
you get
Yeah.
rid of that
One
thing,
thing that does not
Mhm.
match.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can
That's right.
understand how
Yeah.
you would feel that way. Even though I know Shannon and you the older three siblings, I know you guys never meant to make her feel that way. I know you never
Well, I don't
intended
I
to
don't- we
help
were
her.
yeah, we were kids. Yeah, we were
Yeah.
kids too.
They're
But
kids. Yeah.
so Tiffany, did we ever discuss this growing up? I know if you brought it up to us, we probably wouldn't have paid any attention, but did you
Right.
ever try to, say
No,
something to
I
any of us?
I don't think I think as a kid you just deal with it. You just kind of look at
Hmm.
what's going on, and you just kind of
Mhm.
keep it moving. And I think whenever the times that would come up when I would feel that isolation, I think it would be those times, because you all have these shared experiences, you have these shared histories. You talk
Yeah.
about your
Yeah.
grandmother and all these people on your
Mhm.
side of the family that you all shared, and these memories and different things like that. So I
Mm.
think I would just be quiet and listen and try to absorb it. And I don't think I ever said too much about it. And I think um, there were times, like I can definitely remember some times where my brother, oh Lord love him, he, he would literally say, "You're not my sister. You're not my sister." He said that a lot to me growing up, which made it
Mm,
worse. Now, you all never said that. And of course, brothers are
right.
they're born to be annoying. That's like literally
So
Yeah.
why
he
they were
Yeah.
so he
made.
franked you. So he franked you. You don't have the same last name. Get out of here.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Shame
Right.
on your
that's
Yep.
their
brother for
nature.
franking you.
Yeah. But I mean,
Mm,
I'm sure it's common, but it's still, it hurt
Hurtful.
nonetheless. Yeah, it was
yeah.
definitely
Absolutely.
hurtful. Yeah.
Yeah. So as
Shannon,
that applies to your you oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tiffany.
no, I was gonna say, do you want to tell them about Shut the Door on the Queenie, or shall
No,
I tell
you tell. Yes, you tell it. That's your drama to tell.
Wait, So they had a song that they made up. The three of them had a song called "Shut the Door on
Oh
the
Lord.
Queenie." They called me the Queenie. So what was I, a toddler?
Oh
A
my
queen. You were
goodness.
Oh,
the queen.
I was a queen. So they would sing the song. Shannon, sing it. You like to sing. So
What?
so
Sing.
it
you,
I
you like to
honestly don't
sing, don't
remember
you?
the lyrics.
Yes. So it would say something like, "Shut the door on the Queenie, shut the door on the Queenie." And they said when I would come
Uh,
running down the hall and like going into the room where they were, they'd slam the door in my face. And I'd be shut
Oh,
out of the room where they were.
Shannon.
So yeah.
Oh my goodness.
oh
Yeah, I
How
need to
Lord.
cruel.
send y'all my therapy bills. That's what I'm gonna do.
Shut the
Well,
door on the Queen of Shannon.
I will blame my older sister since she's not here to defend herself. That was all Risa. That was Risa. That wasn't me.
I
Yeah.
was an unwilling participant. I was forced.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Save
Right.
Yes.
yourself, Shannon. Save yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So speaking of how that influenced you, Tiffany, I know you have a daughter now and
Yeah.
you chose to keep the last name of your ex-husband. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, yeah. I did that
Yeah.
because even though she doesn't have siblings, I wanted
Mhm.
when she goes to school, I wanted her teachers, I wanted the people around her to see me and her as one unit. Like I didn't want them to
Wow.
see,
Okay.
even they didn't necessarily need to know about a divorce or whatever our family situation is. I just know that when they saw her name on the paper, I wanted them to see my last name matching hers.
That's
Um,
Okay.
awesome.
yeah,
That's very
'cause-
powerful.
Yeah.
yeah,
I tried
Yeah.
even in my last divorce, Tiffany. I don't know how much the show you watch or listen to or how much you know about me, but I have this is
yeah.
my third marriage. Although I have married
Hmm.
Jimmy twice, like I went back for the brutalness. But anyway, um, I went back for the torture. But my second husband had a different last name, of course. So when I married him, I asked because I had a daughter already, could I keep a hyphenated Gaines Drew? He said absolutely not. Because with
Oh.
most men, like you will carry my name. Like you're not gonna
Yeah.
hang on to that legacy.
Yeah.
I was
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
angry at him then because like you, when I went to my oldest daughter's school, like you said, I'm getting this new husband. We have this new baby with his name. So if I
Mhm.
do Drew, like they both can belong. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
hands down, like, done. You're done. I was
Mhm.
like, okay,
Mhm.
cool. So I remarried Jimmy and I run into the same issue. May I keep Gaines and then may I keep Drew Gaines? And he was like, absolutely not. And since I had that conversation with the other husband, I wasn't as upset. I understood. And I'm like, okay, so
Yeah.
now I have three kids with three
Mhm.
different last names because I didn't have Frankie at the time. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm sorry, I did have Frank, but Frank didn't matter because he was a Gaines. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
Yeah.
didn't have to have
Right.
that
Right.
argument. Thank God it wasn't a fourth last name. It was one I went
Yeah.
back to. So I was able to do that. But I was explaining that to both of them. And I'm so happy you said that because I'm
Mhm.
not crazy. They thought I was crazy. When you
No,
show up to
yeah.
these kids' school, you don't want them to see, oh, Yvette Gaines is here for J. Baron Drew. Because, like you said,
Right.
that
Right.
automatically
Mhm.
sends signals of single
Yeah.
mom or broken home.
That's right. And the
Automatically.
Mhm.
bias, I didn't want that
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
bias to start from.
On
I
the
didn't want
baby.
Yeah.
anything in their minds,
Right.
setting my child
Right.
apart. So yeah, I get
I
it.
Yeah.
totally get
Yeah.
that. I totally get that.
Mhm.
I totally get
And
it.
I'm
Yeah.
happy I
I like
wasn't
the
crazy.
appearance. Yeah, the appearance of unity
Mhm.
is good enough. Like
Right.
That's it.
Perception
For
is
people who don't
reality.
need to know, right? Some things you
Yeah.
don't need to know the whole story. You know what I mean? So that's great.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
now,
That's how.
Shannon, you
Yeah.
only have one child, so you didn't have to go through the drama.
No, I didn't. But
You
I
were
do want
safe
to
from
bring
that. You were
up,
smart.
yeah, yeah. But I do want to bring up, even growing up with, Tiffany, mom and her dad, they had the
Mhm.
Hmm.
same last name. So to me, I guess it's almost the flip side. Not as hurtful. Of course, we were older than
Because you were
Tiffany.
older,
So it wasn't
right?
yeah, it wasn't as hurtful, but they were a unit to me. Just I guess the way Tiffany looked at
Mm.
me, my brother and sister as a unit,
Wow.
because
Okay. Hmm.
especially too when we would go places, we were ingrained in our church. We grew up UPC,
Hmm.
and uh, you know, I don't know if there was a whole lot of divorce in UPC. Apparently, there wasn't in South Dakota because, oh, and by the way, in case you don't know, Tiffany was actually born in South Dakota.
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
so there wasn't
Mhm.
a whole lot of uh divorce or separation. So when they would see us as a family unit, they call us the Hammondsons. Here comes
Yeah.
the Hammonds,
Yeah.
and it would just
Hmm.
my blood would boil and I'm like, no, that's not me. I'm a red fern. I'm a red fern. I'm a
And
red fern.
and
You
and
know, so
Sean, let me just interject right here. You see how cool Red Fern sounds compared to Hammond's? Okay, I just had to say that. Okay, go ahead, Shannon.
You just have to make that point. I don't. I mean, I think they're both cool. I plead the fifth. Okay, but I can see it's definitely a difference.
See?
yes,
But
yes,
no,
yes,
that's a
yes.
good point. Good point, Shannon.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, you were younger, and of course, it scarred you. I'm sure more, Tiffany, than us growing up already. Years older and thinking, look at the three of them with the same name, and here we are, the three of us out here, and maybe. Unconsciously, I'm not trying to make excuses for our behavior, but maybe
Mhm.
that's why we pumped it up so much and we would, create
Right.
these cheers
Possibly.
and stuff about I'm a red fern for life. I can't remember the actual cheers and stuff we used to
Yeah.
do and, do routines around our whole last name
Right.
because we wanted to celebrate it. And even when I got married, and a lot of people think I have a cool last name now. They're like, oh, Brazil, Brazil, yeah. But it
Mhm.
was a struggle for me to even change my name to Brazil because I always knew I said I'm gonna be a red fern for life. That is it. Nobody's
Mhm.
messing with my name. That's my daddy's name. Whatever. So
That
having a
name got my
name and that
daddy's blood
identity.
on it. Get the Ike Turner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Like
identity with
Ike.
the name. So Tiffany giving up Hammonds.
Yeah.
How did that feel? I don't know. You were young when you got married. You were 21.
22.
Oh,
Yep.
22.
I
Okay.
was 22, yeah. So when I gave up Hammonds and I became a Woods, and then I was a Woods for longer than I was a Hammonds. So to
Mm,
me, when I got the divorce, Woods was, I came into my own, I came into myself as an adult with the name Woods. I was a kid with the name Hammonds. So to me, I
yeah.
was more of a Woods anyway. So when the
That's why
divorce
it was easier to
happened,
keep that name.
it was
You felt like
easier.
you
Mm,
Even
earned that. Yeah, you grew into
yeah,
you with
yeah.
that name.
I
Yeah.
Okay,
grew
I get it.
into me. That's how I was known. That's how, that's who
Mhm.
I'd been my whole life. And then of course my ex-husband, he was just like, ah, why do you want to keep my name? It's my name. I was just like, shut
So
up.
he
So
he had the Ike on you.
yeah. Yeah,
The name
like
got my daddy's
he did
blood on it.
he didn't understand, but in my mind, it wasn't even about it wasn't
Him.
about me. It was all about my daughter. So
And
100% about my
totally.
Yes.
daughter.
And
Yeah.
I can 100%
Mhm.
back you on that because I fought for that tooth and nail with two of my kids, so I get it. And
Yeah.
and you, and even for me, like you all know, all the listeners know, from my crazy stories on the podcast from both seasons, the two previous
Mhm.
seasons. My blend was crazy as heck growing up, right? Because I mentioned my three
Mhm.
siblings I gained with my stepdad. When he married my mom, he had, three kids. And then my father married late in my teens and he had two kids. Well, they weren't his biologicals, but his wife had two kids, which made them my step siblings, right? Because,
Mhm.
we were blended by marriage. But I was closer with the ones that were grew up in the house with me, basically, because we were toddlers. But that never bothered us growing up. It's like, because I guess we understood, like, They came with their dad, that's their name. We were with my mom, that's our name. And then when my mom had 5 more kids, she still kept the last name of my father, right? So it's
Yeah.
like all 8 of my mom's kids had the last name, even though didn't have the same father. Because mom, I told you, Shannon, mom was a little
Mhm.
dominant. So what she says goes. And
Yeah,
I think it was
yeah.
because what you said, Tiffany. She's like, I don't care if I got different baby daddies. I'm standing my ground. And all these
Mhm.
kids gonna have the
Mhm.
same last name. So
Yeah.
even with the drama of us having different fathers, at least we had that unity, right? Except
Yeah.
when we moved from Alabama to New York, right? So it's so many of us. It's 11 of us. So some of us are in
Oh
grade
wow.
school. Yeah, some are in high school, and
Mhm.
then some are in like in middle school. So no one really knows the dynamics, like you said. When you walk into a school, you just know these kids are sisters and brothers, right? But
Right.
then when people
Mhm.
started to get to know us and the clan from Alabama, they're like, "Wait a minute, they last name Uzi, they last name Friday. They like, what is going on? Mind your
Yeah.
business." That's all we had to tell them. So, and that's how we left it. Like, it's like this clan full of country kids got all kind of names. They just showed up one day, but you know what? We loved each other so much. Once we checked it, nobody ever questioned it since. So
Yeah.
it didn't bother us, as kids. We were good to go.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
good.
So
And it probably also made a difference because I think you said that it was you and it was a couple of y'all with the same, like it was more than just one person, right? With the
Yeah.
same. So I
Right,
think when you
absolutely.
right.
have groups, like it almost makes it maybe a little bit better because no
A
one
little
feels
better,
like
but
by
but
themselves.
with
Yeah. Which
you,
is
it was
good.
just you. So I could see how you took it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
totally get
Mhm.
that. Yeah, look, it was
Right.
two
Mhm.
units of us, even though we were all close. But like you said, it was three of them that
Mhm.
had the same last name, and then it was
Yeah.
8 of us.
Oh
So
Mhm.
like you
wow.
said, no
Yeah.
one really stood alone in that. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to take this opportunity for me and my older sister and my brother to publicly apologize
Aw.
On behalf of
to my
on
little
behalf of the unborn
sister.
children.
Well,
Yes, on behalf of all the
oh my
Redburns.
goodness. On behalf of all the sibling sets in the world,
Yeah, the siblings that's in the
yes.
world. Yes.
But
Never
I'm
do this to your siblings, people. For
Never
those
do
of
it
you
because
yeah.
it
listening.
has a lasting effect.
It's
Yeah,
good to
yeah.
be aware. It's definitely good to be aware, and I'm
Mhm.
so thankful that time makes a difference.
Mhm.
Time and over time things change, and we obviously grew closer, and then the
Yeah.
difference isn't a difference anymore, which is
That's
great.
right.
So
Right,
I'm
right.
I'm appreciative of that. I used to feel kind of like a banana in a bowl of apples, but
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm like a tomato in the bowl of apples, and not quite. I'm still a fruit, but I look more the
Right,
part.
right.
It's a little bit
Right,
different,
right.
but it is definitely
Yeah.
better. It's awesome now. I love my siblings. They've always
That's
Yeah.
been
great.
amazing. So yeah, I'm thankful.
Yeah, so I
That's
kind of
awesome.
regret my earlier comments about being your second mom because that makes me a really bad mom. I was a
Well,
horrible mom.
well,
Terrible
Shannon,
mom.
let
Where's
me
she at? That take me away.
Well, let me apologize. Well, let me say this, Shannon, on behalf of the moms that become moms at 9 or 10 years old. We really don't know the importance of these things. And that's why
Right.
we shouldn't make our kids moms at an early age because, see, we really don't know.
That's
But
true. That's
honestly,
true.
I'm happy you made that point, Shannon, because it's a real serious point that I
Yeah.
want to put to that. Because my mom, she was an addict and was out there. My father really wasn't in home, and my stepfather worked like crazy. We raised each other,
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
we did become moms at an early age. So the bad part about that is we really don't know and we can do some harm and things. The good thing
Yeah.
about that is now that all of our parents are gone to glory, all both of my mom, stepmom, father, stepfather, they're all dead. But now the
Mhm.
little siblings still have moms left because we were essentially their moms through life.
Yes.
So
Aw,
Yes.
when
I
they
Oh,
have
love it.
that's
marital issues,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when they have marital issues, when their car break down and the kids' daycare is due, they'll call and say, "Sis, could you? Okay, sis, could you?" And
Mhm.
you are their mother because this is
I
what you've
love it.
been their
Yeah.
whole life.
Yeah.
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 So
Right. Right.
that's a good point to being moms at early age, but it's not when you
Mhm.
make up chants and theme songs about your little sister, Shannon. That was
Yes.
not so nice. Shut the door on the queen was not nice. But it's good points to being moms at early ages as
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
I
ladies, I
love
have
it.
thoroughly enjoyed this dialogue. I'm telling you. You guys got anything else to add before we go into a wrap up?
Me
Nope.
too. So glad to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Shannon, I
Yes.
mean, Tiffany, you
Thank
have nothing
you.
else you need to badger Shannon about because this is it, baby. We're giving it to you. You get to
No,
get it all out. You got it all
I
out?
can't do it all in one show. I'm gonna save it up. So when you have me on
Okay.
next year or whenever it is, like I'll save up some more for next time.
Okay, save some more
Oh
for next
my
time. What about you, Shannon? You
gosh.
got anything you want to add besides your
No.
apology, which I think is so sweet?
Yes, yes.
All right. So,
Everyone
Thank
in
you.
all the across the world heard it globally in
Ah,
yeah.
25 countries.
thank you. Thank you. Can I get that in
Uh,
writing or I'm just saying. Okay.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna
okay,
frame
so,
it.
all right, Tiffany. She's like, so I can frame it? All right. So, all right, ladies, we can do it all night, but we are wrap up. And I'm gonna say,
Mhm.
in the issue of last name, I'll use me. I'll use me as a life lesson tonight. You know, I have 4 children. 3 of them have different last name, and that's because I thought it was important for me to go out and do my own thing. But I did give them their father's last name because I thought bloodline and legacies were important as well. So it wasn't just me wanting
Mhm.
what mother wants a kid to feel different, or it was because I thought it was important that they knew their last name once they grew up, right, and developed. But I now see, Tiffany, especially hearing you talk specifically about it, that can be harmful. So, people,
Mhm.
I'm going to
Mhm.
tell you what we set out to do here on Wifey and Baby Mama. We set out to try to tell you guys to do things the right way from jump. And we know that doesn't always happen. But if at all possible, go through relationships and marriage in order and under God's covering. And wait to have your children once you become one. You can avoid having them and wonder and having them wonder, who am I supposed to be with different last names? But if that right partner or soulmate God destined for us come on later and a blended family is in our life, that's our lot in life, be sure that your children feel all the same love and never have to question their existence or their importance in the
Mhm.
family because of their last name.
Hmm.
Beautiful.
That's good. It's really good.
Awesome.
All
Love
right.
it. Hmm.
All
All
right. Well,
right. Now on
to our
or did you
audience
or
invite,
audience
baby.
audience invite.
Let's
Yes.
go. The title of last week's song was My Mistake by artist Nico Collins. And our topic was Who's Running the Show? So you know what to do.
Mhm.
After the show or whenever you're ready to add a new song to your playlist, stop and take a listen, peeps. It's a good song. Now, if you can dig that song once you listen, or if you guess the tune that goes with the lines dropped here in tonight's episode, or any of the tunes dropped this season, be sure to hit us up. This is your official invite to email us at wifey and baby mama. That's wifey and baby mama at gmail.com. All right, baby mama, do your thing.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Now on to the fictional family I'm feeling. All right. The fictional family I'm feeling tonight is the Burgundy family. And you're like, Burgundy? Oh, yes. Ron Burgundy. Burgundy. For those of you who have not seen Anchorman, you're like, what kind of mess is this? Well, hey, in Anchorman, Will Ferrell and who was Ron Burgundy, and Wes Mantooth, who was Vince Vaughn, they were half brothers. If you all did not realize that when watching that movie, and they had conflict throughout the movie as half brothers. And at the end of the movie, Ron Burgundy had gone down to the San Diego Zoo because one of the pandas was giving birth, and his girlfriend got trapped down with the bear, and he went in to save her, and then his dog had to come in and save them both, and it was the whole thing, and they're screaming, "I don't want to die," and his dog he thought had actually been killed because someone had kicked it off a bridge earlier, but the dog came back and spoke animal language to the bear, and the bear let them, get out of the down out. Him and his girlfriend get out of there. So as he's climbing up the ladder, he's the last one up the ladder out of the pit or the den or whatever. his brother, his half brother, Wes Mantooth, is holding the ladder and he's about to push him back down in. And he says, oh, it's a long way. It's a long way down, isn't it? And Ron Burgundy says, easy, Wes. And Wes says to him, I've been waiting to say this to you for a long time. Almost like Tiffany's been waiting to say to us for a long time. And he says, Wes, his brother says, deep down in my stomach, with every inch of me, I hate you. I pure straight hate
Wow.
you.
Oh.
But it is a comedy. I know Tiffany don't hate us. He said, but I respect you. But I respect you. So he pulls the ladder back and lets Ron climb up, and Ron climbs up and he says to Wes, "Thank you, brother." And Wes kisses him on his forehead. And you'd have to see the movie to understand all the conflict that they've had as to how of a touching moment this is for these two men
Okay.
to have this connection, for one to say I hate you and the others, save his life and pull him on out of there from getting killed from the bear. And that kiss on the forehead saying thank you, brother. And then Wes says, "Today we spell redemption, RON, for, of course, Ron Burgundy." And that is the fictional family I am feeling tonight.
That is cool. Tiffany, did that make you feel better, Tiffany?
Yes, it did. Absolutely.
A whole tribute to you.
I love it.
Awesome job, Shannon.
I feel redeemed. Yes. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, wifey and baby mama has conquered yet another blended relationship. I love it.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
seriously.
Uh,
Thank you, Tiffany, for sharing. I know we made a, joke of it. I know it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was very good. But I know that was
yeah.
something that it could weigh on you. I see that even in my own kids when
Yeah.
they play the dozen. So
Mhm.
maybe,
Mhm.
when they're older, Shannon would get them on wife and baby mama and let them have at it. So this has been great for me.
Right.
Having moms with
Yes.
kids with
Yes.
different last names. This was an important show
Mhm.
to me. So thank you, Tiffany, for
Mhm.
sharing. That was very
Thank
big of you.
you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Yes. All right. And to all our listeners around the world, we thank you for tuning in tonight and we look forward to meeting with you all next week. Until then.
Love you all. Bye.
I'm wavy.